30 years ago, about this time, 30 years ago actually, my mother and I started looking for a church.
So we got in the car, and it was just the most beautiful scene. As we're driving down Church Street, then it was two-way, this car pulled out right in front of the church.
A parking spot opened up in front of the sanctuary, which was amazing that happened, and we kind of laughed. I'm like, oh, this must be a God thing.
When the car pulled out, I will never forget Beth saying, "I think this is an omen, Mom." And it really was. It really was.
My name is Beth Rossi. Ron is my husband. We've been married 31 years. And then Christopher is our oldest son, and Jonathan and Alexa are twins.
So I grew up at First Pres, and I've been coming here since 1992, which is when I was born. And I would consider this my home church. So that is my relationship with First Pres. This will forever be my home church. My mom is probably the most popular Rossi because she's taught at the weekday school for 20 years. She started teaching right when I left weekday school and went to kindergarten. And so when we would come on Sundays.
And it's so much fun to be out in the breezeway, and her children that she has taught will come up, "Mrs. Rossi, Mrs. Rossi."
It would always be Mrs. Rossi. Like all these little friends would come say hello to her, and it's really fun to see because I think my mom knows exactly what she's called to do and has done it well. Georgine, she is truly a good example of how to be involved and have community. She's 84 and rocking it. I just so much want to be like her.
And then my mom helps out with the Young at Heart, and she loves that. And my mom's very much a go-getter, and she's a doer, and she likes to coordinate, stuff like that. She volunteers all over the place.
And then, of course, there's Alexa. She's an item. She really is an item. Love her dearly. She's enthusiastic about everything.
Alexa's very involved, with her mission department, and I really feel like that is a great calling for her. She's very, passionate and very good about what she does. And I tease her because she's just miles ahead spiritually and just very convicted and just amazing. And I want to say, when I grow up, I want to be like my daughter.
In her walk of life, she will be with God. Thank goodness.
I think it's important to have multiple generations of the church because that's where you learn how to do life. You see the people go before you and you just watch. And so I've been able to watch my grandma and the things that are important to her and the ways that she'll say that she's grown the most. And I pay attention to those things as they come across in my life. But the beauty is that it doesn't have to just be like my blood-related family. You come to a multi-generational church and you can have lots of grandmas that care for you and lots of grandpas, and I just think that's really beautiful that on any given Sunday in the pews, you can have multiple generations that are all feeding into the life of each other.
Talking about generational faithfulness is a term that was not really even something that entered my mind, but it is that. The church is relevant to all of our generations in my family, and I think that's awesome that we've been doing it, and I'm like, oh, we have been doing that, but now there's a term for it, but we've been doing that all along. So this church has filled us up and poured into us in so many ways. It's home. It's like home.
I think my favorite part about the church is ingrained in who we are. We celebrate the fact that God has sustained us for many, many years. And I think that's just a true testament to the Lord's faithfulness, and I love it. I think He calls us to be in relationship and equips us with different people that can sharpen and shape who we are, because they've gone before us and they can speak into our lives. And so it means that there's space for that here, and we encourage that.
I think this church will remain forever. It's been here a long time, 143 years. And I won't see the next 143, but I'll be up there looking down. And hopefully, no, I have great faith, great faith. Generational faithfulness. God has been faithful to this church for many generations, and we are
Stewards of this inheritance, building on what He began. We
value and embrace all ages, and through them celebrate the past, present, and future of the church.